Now, for this session, we're going to talk about a few different things that kind of talk about the control and flow of data within Office 365. So first off, we'll talk about Office 365 authentication and authorization. We'll then actually talk about 365 permissions, and we'll focus really here in SharePoint and OneDrive. We'll then talk about controlling data flow within Office 365, and what I mean by that is more to do with, maybe it's emails, maybe it's content or something else, but how does that flow through Office 365? We'll then talk about protecting data, specifically focusing on information rights management and AIP, and then we'll look at how we get accurate classification results with the Netwrix tool, which Bob will talk to us about. So first off, let's talk about 365 authentication and authorization. Now, if we take a step back, many, many years ago, and obviously even today in some instances, most of our authentication is controlled actually not within the cloud, it's controlled within on-premises. We're using on-premises Active Directory, and then we are connecting to the cloud in kind of a hybrid type scenario where we're synchronizing accounts into Office 365. So, of course, what we end up with is my corporate laptop in the office connects over Active Directory on premises. And then when I shoot out to OneDrive for Business in the cloud, I'm single signing or at least some kind of authentication. And this time I'm authenticating in Office 365. So what I wanted to do is kind of talk through this type of authentication that's available. So the first option is really, it's all about cloud only. So that's the first option, is we go into Office 365, we create accounts within Office 365 and add them as users, which ultimately get added to Azure Active Directory, and they are not connected to on-premises whatsoever. They just belong in the cloud.